Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I hope you're well. Hello. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been back. I actually had some time off. Mummy had some time off. But today I am back with a super exciting video. I have King of BookTube plus my best friend secondary. BookTube first. Best friend secondary, the amazing Jack Edwards.
Hello.
I thought, because I've been on Jack's channel before and it was an honor. It was really fun. We read Wattpad fan fiction, which I'm literally a connoisseur in. But I wanted to have Jack on my channel and I'm thinking, what is something that is so next level iconic that I could have Jack on for? We can rank iconic British pop culture moments.
Damn right.
Damn right. One thing about me, if Love of Huns has 0 fans, I'm dead. I love niche British pop culture. Jack hasn't seen my tier ranking list yet, but is there like a particular one that comes to mind?
Well, when I introed the video and I said hello, all I could think of was, hello, Jill.
I thought you were going to say Marcus Butler. Hello. I would say mine, but I don't want to spoil it because it's obviously going to be on the tier ranking list. So,
I'm so excited.
Oh, let me screen record.
Granny's got the computer again.
Okay, so here is the tier list that I have created.
Oh my God.
So I don't like to do the tiers from like S to F or however people rank it. I like to make them personal. So I've decided to do British meals on the scale of how much Jordan likes them.
Oh, it's purely subjective.
It's purely just my opinion. Right at the top, we have a Sunday roast.
God tier.
We all know how much I love a Sunday roast here. Me and Jack have gone for many a Sunday roast together.
In our time.
In our time. Delicious. And you know what? Sorry, whilst we're here, of course you get like fiercely defensive of food that you grew up on, but I really hate that all British food is shit slander. And I'm talking like the British tapas stuff. I'm talking like the turkey dinosaurs, the beans and cheese on a jacket potato. When people say like, oh, that is bad, they absolutely haven't had it.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Enjoy the pleasures of a Yorkshire pudding.
Exactly.
One time I had a Yorkshire pudding wrap, as in the wrap
Is
was
it in
Yorkshire
Camden?
pud. It was in Yorkshire.
Oh, why do I feel embarrassed?
It was in York.
That's such a flounder. What's the word?
Like a faux pas.
Yeah, that's it.
They probably do them in Camden too.
They do.
But in Yorkshire, they have like Yorkshire pudding wraps with a roast dinner inside. And you know what? There is nothing better on a Sunday than the Saturday night debrief and the Sunday roast. The
Yes.
roast of the night before, if you will. It's also like a holiday. You know how part of the holiday is the anticipation of the holiday? Part of Christmas is the build up to Christmas. It's the knowledge that something good is coming.
Yeah.
And that's a Sunday roast. When you
It
wake up
is.
on a Sunday morning, you feel like all of today's happiness was used up on the night out last night. Like you took from today's supply of happiness. You wake up feeling like, oh, life isn't worth living. The roast will change that.
Next, we have fish and chips. See, what I will say about British food is I understand people critique in the sense that it's very heavy, like oily, starchy food. I get you can't eat it every day, but when you feel like it, it does hit the spot.
It slaps.
And that's what, to be fair, I don't actually eat fish, but like battered sausage and chips.
Slaps
from the
like
chippy.
Will Smith.
Salt, vinegar, ketchup, mayo.
Have you ever had a battered Mars bar?
No, I've never.
The experience of eating a battered Mars bar is like, 1, this is delicious. 2, this is why people hate our cuisine.
And then we have a fry up.
I can't believe that's mid.
My personal experience of a fry up is that it is make or
Hit
break.
or miss.
It is really make or break. Like you will go to like a greasy spoon calf when you're hungover. You will have the fry up. The salt is going to do you so many favors because you're like so hungover, or you're already so dehydrated and the salt is going to make it so much worse. And then nothing's worse than when you're really hanging and then you have a fry up and it just the eggs, you just go. Brrr. Next, beans on toast.
Simple, reliable.
Hits the spot, but it has its downfalls.
You never remember a beans on toast.
And then the last one,
Trifle.
trifle. I was searching up British food and there was like nothing that I disliked. Like I wasn't like, oh, I hate that. I
like that it's a kind of double entendre. Like it's trifle, but it's also, what is all this trifle?
My favourite British dessert is a sticky toffee pudding, which I feel like is the opposite of a trifle. Trifle cold, wet. Naff. Sticky toffee pudding, hot,
Yeah.
warm, delicious. Sorry, I really fancy a sticky toffee pudding now. So do you have any opinions on my ranking? Like, do you agree with it? Is there anything you'd swap?
I personally would put fry up above the fish and chips, but like that's fine. I'm listening and I'm learning.
And just before we get into today's video, I would love to thank yet again Skillshare for sponsoring. If you watch my videos, you probably already know about Skillshare, but just in case you don't, Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creators that brings together members and teachers to learn whichever skill you wish. When I'm telling you Skillshare has everything, Skillshare has everything. I'm talking learning how to look after plants, learning an instrument, learning how to use Notion, creative writing, essay writing, how to use Photoshop, how to use Premiere Pro, how to draw, you name it, Skillshare has a class on it. Skillshare have a real learn by doing approach where once you've completed a class, you can submit a project. And my favorite thing about Skillshare is that it is an on-demand platform with stackable lessons, meaning you can go at your own pace and around your schedule. You can do a class every day. You can do classes at night, in the morning. You can take breaks from classes if you're going on holiday. You can basically go at your complete own pace, no matter your skill level. And another thing I love about Skillshare is their learning paths. If you don't know what a learning path is, it's basically a curated playlist of a specific skill. A couple of the learning paths available on Skillshare at the moment are Procreate for Professionals, Master Illustration Techniques, Grow Your First YouTube Channel, Discover the Art and Science of Drawing, Grow Your First Online Business and Marketing Fundamentals, and Next Level Watercolors, Paint Beyond the Basics. And my favorite thing about learning paths is that they are ordered by subject, not by teacher. So you get a real broad range of teachers and you can sort of mix and match and see what teaching styles work best for you. I'm not taking a learning path this month. This month, I'm actually taking a Skillshare class. I am taking YouTube Success, Script, Shoot, and Edit with MKBHD. It's by Marquez Brownlee. I'm already a YouTuber, I know, but I think that your education should never ever stop in things that you're passionate about in your work. And I just wanted to pick up a few extra tips and tricks that I didn't know about, which I absolutely did. Something that it really brought my attention to was hooking your audience. I always forget to have a little hook, try and make my videos nice and engaging at the beginning instead of just like rambling and ranting away. That's for later. And also I loved taking Marquez's lesson because someone may be making a Skillshare lesson soon about how to make the perfect video essay. So I wanted to have a little bit of inspiration. The first 500 people to sign up using my link will receive a 1 month free trial of Skillshare. So make sure you click my link in the description to check out Skillshare today, join the community of creatives, join me over there. And thank you Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into it. We're starting off really niche.
Is that Liz Truss?
No.
I thought it was going to be Liz Truss lasting less time in government than the lettuce took to rot.
Everybody remembers the war between Liz Truss and the Daily Star lettuce that she lost.
Me turning up, my op is the Daily Star lettuce.
So this woman here is Captain Tom's daughter.
Oh.
So what I will say is, for anyone that's not British who's watching, I am going to explain. So this is Captain Tom's daughter. And if you don't know sort of what came of Captain Tom.
The law. During the pandemic, the government were doing absolutely sod all to actually help anyone. Mm-hmm. We were eating out to help out, and it made things so much worse. It didn't help anyone. Except maybe the Grim Reaper.
Oh my God.
He was working double time. He was working a weekend shift, let me tell you. So Captain Tom is this old man.
He was a veteran as well.
He was a veteran.
I feel like that adds to...
It's pretty crucial detail.
That adds to like the sort of, I guess like the culture, right? Was
the veneration of him.
Yeah.
Because he was held as like a national hero, and then he was doing laps of his garden to raise money for charity, which you would think, is that not the job of the government?
Well, I feel like
to fund the NHS.
It's important to note that he was raising money for the NHS. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, he was raising money for a sort of random charity. He was raising money specifically for the NHS.
For our hospitals.
Yeah, and we're like, wait a minute. This 100-year-old man is doing laps around his garden so that people can like be put on ventilators and not be like left in hallways in hospitals.
And the conclusion was, what a hero, rather than, wow, maybe our government is a bit shit.
Yeah. Like, you think that it sort of ends there. Well, it doesn't, because introducing Captain Tom's daughter.
New character.
Basically, they set up a foundation under Captain Tom's name, and there was a lot of scandals, and Captain Tom has since passed away. But
Sorry, I've just noticed that Captain Tom himself is also in the team.
Oh my god, I actually added him again.
Should we rank him first?
It's not Captain Tom's fault. Like, he's doing an objectively good thing, but of course it's like what Captain Tom represents, I feel like. So I would put him at fish and chips. Like, he did a good thing, but it's a shame that he had to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you agree?
Yes, it's a shame that Grandad had to be doing laps of the garden.
Yeah.
When he should have been watching The Chasers.
Captain Tom's daughter, on the other hand, she allegedly pays herself a 6-figure salary from the Captain Tom charity, like, foundation. And also, allegedly using the funds, I am probably going to step in and try and get the story completely right, but with using the funds from the Captain Tom Foundation, built a spa in her back garden without planning permission.
So now they're tearing it back down again with charity money.
What if we kissed inside Captain Tom's defunct spa? That was torn down by the Central Bedfordshire Council.
Don't mess with the Central Bedfordshire Council. They belong in Sunday Roast.
And then this picture specifically of Captain Tom's daughter is actually from Wimbledon, where she went to go and watch Wimbledon and everyone started clapping and she like stood up and went like this, like. And the crazy thing is that she wasn't the one that was walking the laps. It was her dad. She's a Nepo baby. I'm sorry, but Captain Tom's daughter, she's going in trifle. She's going in trifle. So the next one.
Oh, Paddington Bear becoming the Grim Reaper. The Queen and Paddington Bear collabed, much like we are now. The Queen filmed a video with Paddington Bear for the Plattitubes. Then, when the Queen died, Paddington Bear became this kind of like symbol where he was like walking hand in hand with her to heaven.
Like, this isn't just some chronically online thing. Like, it ran really deep, where when the Queen died, the royal correspondents had to put out a statement saying, please stop leaving marmalade sandwiches outside of Buckingham Palace.
Because that's what Paddington Bear eats.
Yeah, but give it to a homeless person. Leaving it on the floor outside a palace. Like, what is going on?
No, this country is a joke.
It's like, this is like more and more, I'm getting like more embarrassed to be British. And I already am really embarrassed.
Wait, so are we ranking Paddington Bear as like an entity, or Paddington Bear specifically as the Grim Reaper?
I feel like it's like we're ranking them as memes. So it doesn't necessarily, like, us saying that Paddington Bear being the Grim Reaper is like Sunday roast doesn't mean that we're like endorsing the Queen, just that it's hilarious. And I feel like my favorite part about this meme was that obviously British Twitter got a hold of it and started adding more and more things to it. So
like vapes, disposable vapes.
When Lost Marys got banned, they added the Lost Mary. When XL Bullies got banned, they added the XL Bully.
And it's like Paddington Bear walking them to heaven. Yeah. Honestly, I like this meme a lot.
I love it. It never ever gets old.
Yeah.
I would put it in Sunday Roast. Yeah?
I'm co-signing.
So, the next one.
222, A Ghost Story.
So basically, 222, A Ghost Story is a play. It's in the West End, and someone described it as the People's Postcode Lottery, how they cast it. Because every year, they cast the most random people.
It's like a random name generator.
You remember when Rishi Sunak announced he was going to be implementing a national service if he got re-elected, and someone tweeted that we already have a national service.
It's being in 222, A Ghost Story.
Jack replied to me when I sent it to him on Twitter and said, oh my God, is this a good time to tell you I got approached by 222, A Ghost Story? And it was so plausible that I did not doubt for a second that he was joking. So some celebrities that have been on 222, A Ghost Story.
Cheryl Cole.
If you're here, just tap the fucking table.
Can I just say we're doing this with chocolate fingers? We were doing it with chocolate fingers.
We're going to have to eat them.
Sorry, it's such a klutz.
Butterfingers. So it was Cheryl, Jake Wood, Max from EastEnders,
Stacey Dooley,
Laura Whitmore. Oh my God, Jay from The Wanted. This is what I'm telling you.
You know that my whole YouTube channel exists because of Jay from The Wanted.
You've told me this story, but repeat again.
So when I was at school, me and my friends filmed a music video to Glad You Came by The Wanted. Jay from The Wanted tweeted it, and that's why I made a Twitter account. That's why I made a YouTube channel. That's why I make videos today. Like, Jay from The Wanted is the reason I have a career.
And didn't you used to tweet him every single day asking him to follow you?
Like 200 times a day. I was like, Jay, it's me. I'm the guy from the video.
See, I want to put 222 A Ghost Story into Sunday Roast because it's just funny. Oh, Jay from The In-Betweeners was also in 222.
I think it's fish and chips.
Would you say fish and chips?
Because there's always 2 household names and 2 irrelevants.
True. Oh my god, they need to do 222 All Stars season.
Oh.
And bring back all the iconic
with bombshells.
Actors. Bombshells.
A hot new 222 cast member enters the villa.
Next, Wagatha Christie. I've already made a video about Wagatha Christie, so I'm not going to get into it. I've read the court documents, okay? But essentially, it is this beef between 2 wags, football players' wives, where one of them was suspecting the other one of leaking stories about her. So she made a close friend story and only had the other friend on it and started planting. She planted like 50 fake stories on there and they ended up in the Sun. This is just next level iconic shit. Like, you had to be there.
My favourite part of the whole court case was when Rebecca Vardy was in court and she said that she dropped her phone in the sea. The phone that had all of the evidence on, she dropped it in the sea.
Her agent dropped it in the sea.
Her agent dropped it in the
Yeah,
sea.
the North Sea.
So then the lawyer said that it's in Davy Jones's locker. And she said, who is Davy Jones?
Oh man, it's too
I don't know Davy
funny.
Jones. Who is Davy Jones?
So I'm putting this in Sunday Roast.
Oh,
Iconic.
all the way up.
The next one is, do you recognise this frame at all?
Is this someone doing a backflip?
Yes.
Is it JLS?
No. Close, honestly.
Diversity?
No. Let me show you. Could you hold my mic for a sec?
She says she want to take me away. Yeah. What is this?
I'm fighting for my life here. It's the back.
Wow.
She wanna take me away.
Pipes.
It's actually very musically impressive.
Yeah.
It's just hysterical.
Welcome back, Amy Winehouse.
I think I'm going to put that in fry up. It's just good.
It's true, but this completely passed me by. It's beans on toast for me.
Oh, I'm going to put it in fry up. Sorry.
Oh, it's not a democracy.
So the next one, do you recognise this frame?
This frame is when Alexandra Burke claimed that she had invented the saying elephant in a room.
She claimed that she brought it over to the UK.
Oh, from the US.
Yeah, so she said that she'd been in the US working on some music and she was releasing a song called Elephant in the Room. And
Oh, there's an elephant standing in the room. My first concert was Alexandra Burke.
my first album was Alexandra Burke.
Mine too.
Really?
Yeah. Overcome.
Yeah, it was so sincere on this breakfast show. It said that she is like convinced that she brought the phrase elephant in the room over to the UK and fully explained what elephant in the room means. And obviously the hosts, being good hosts, were like,
Nobody wanted to talk about it, so there was an elephant in the room. And I had never heard of the saying before until I'd done my writing camp for the album. And it's a very American saying, so I thought, well, why not be the first person to kind of bring it over here and make it into a song?
Alexandra Burke, if you want to believe that you brought that phrase over to the UK, you're allowed.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because not only did you sing with Beyonce on the X Factor, you also released the hit song Bad Boys. Come
oh my
on.
god, do you want to know one of my favourite Alexandra Burke songs? I could do it even better in
Broken Heels.
Like, that was like Girl Boss. That was Barbie before Barbie. They should have had
True.
Alexandra Burke in Barbie because she was truly a pioneer for women's rights.
X Factor Barbie. And then what was the other thing she did? OK.com.
Okay.com, thank you.
I would put that in fish and chips.
That's fish and chips behaviour. Should we say this one at the same time?
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
I'm claustrophobic, Darren!
It's the brassy extensions because she wasn't allowed to have purple shampoo in the
The
house.
hair was fucking frazzled.
All you got is straight. There's no heated rollers in it.
That's what weirdos use.
This season of Big Brother was so iconic. You had Gemma Collins, Tiffany New York Pollard, Scotty T,
Megan
McKenna, Christian from EastEnders,
David Bowie's wife.
David Guest. We'll come on to that later.
Oh.
It was so iconic. I actually cannot get over how iconic This has to go in Sunday roast.
Sunday roast, God
Sunday
tier.
roast.
I've just seen what's next. Hello, Jill. Yes.
The context is that this is on a Good Morning show.
Oh, and she won a competition.
And she won a competition, this old lady.
So TV chef extraordinaire Ainsley Harriott turns up at her house and gives her the fright of her life.
With Alison Hammond.
So,
and both are very big personalities.
Dream combo.
Absolute
dream blunt rotation.
That's like my 2 dream dinner guests.
Better. I prefer the way you said it.
2 dream dinner guests. And already Alison Hammond, she's like very high energy. She's very high energy. This woman looks like she's about to keel over and die.
No, like the dentures were shaking.
Alison Hammond's sort of trying to calm her down a little bit. And Ainsley Harriott just walks in and goes, "Why, hello, Jill."
Why, hello, Jill.
I think that's fish and chip behaviour.
Fish and chip behaviour.
But with all the trimmings, like you've got mushy peas with that.
Yes, and gravy and a deep fried Mars bar.
Some curry sauce.
Okay, next one. Do you recognise it? It's just do you recognise this frame?
I could recognise this shirt. This is from Come Dine With Me.
One thing about the UK, when you switch on Channel 4 at about 5 p.m. on a weekday, you're about to watch the best TV of your life. Because Come Dine With Me is like on par for me with Four in a Bed, which is one of the best reality shows ever.
Yeah.
It's like a cooking show and you rate each other's dinner parties.
The contestants are finding out who has won this week's Come Dine With Me. And man in purple and white striped shirt is going to reveal who has won. Do you want to just play the clip?
Yes.
Roll the clip.
You won, Jane. Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane.
You won,
Jane. I feel like anyone in the UK could quote this from memory.
You won, Jane. Congratulations. It's like you've got about as much grace.
You ruined my evening so you could have the money. I hope it makes you very happy.
You have about as much grace as a reversing dump truck without any tyres on. Like, and the fact that he didn't even stutter as well is insane.
That was straight off the top of the dome.
That was on the tip of his tongue.
I'm moving it myself to Sunday roast. And he's also, of the Sunday roast, he's a Yorkshire pudding filled with gravy.
He's the oily bottom of the Yorkshire gravy.
I can't believe you just described someone as an oily bottom.
Next is Anton Seb. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I want to get
There's so many good
you.
X Factor auditions.
I think Anton Seb may be my favourite.
And Abalisa.
Everybody stop laughing at me. Oh my God.
But I actually watched a really good podcast episode about like the murky ethics of X Factor.
Or the woman who looked a lot like Pink, so they made her sing a song by Pink, and then they said, "You're just trying to copy Pink."
Yeah.
You told me to sing a Pink song.
I'm going to put these at fry up.
Sure.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where what people do with it is more funny. Like, when you go to a party and you see that 2 people are dressed up as Ant and Seb, that's actually more funny than the audition itself.
That's true.
Next is another X Factor related.
Who is this? Oh, Owen Quigg and Diana Vickers. Once. Yeah. She invented
Cursive singing.
She
did.
walked so Halsey could crawl.
run. Oh.
Anyway, and the best part about this relationship while they were on the X Factor is when Diana Vickers was eliminated in the semi-final and Owen Quigg ran on stage to hug her.
And cried. They were both crying.
I was crying.
I was so invested in this relationship. I'm honestly between beans on toast and fry up because there hasn't been much impact. It's just when you remember it, you go, oh, yeah.
I think beans on toast because it's a reliable moment, but not groundbreaking.
In 100 years, I don't think they'll be recalling
Owen
tales
Quigg.
of Owen Quigg and Diana Vickers' love story.
Owen Quigg and Diana Vickers taught me what love is.
So, do you recognise the next girl?
Bim bom, bim bom.
So if you guys want to get any sort of idea of how the British news cycle works, once again, this is from a morning show. So morning show, it's typically more lighthearted news. And this is a girl who wanted to replace, let me actually read the full headline.
No, I think I know the story. The bell at Big Ben was under construction.
Oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense. I just thought she wanted to do that just because.
The bell from Big Ben was under construction and it was going to be for like the foreseeable. And so she decided that she could do the perfect impression of Big Ben and therefore was an adequate replacement for the clock tower that we have in Westminster. Is this also the girl who plays Peppa Pig?
No. Sorry, I just had to pick up my microphone for that.
No.
So the headline is, meet the girl who wants to replace Big Ben's bongs.
Go girl, give us everything. Oh my god, Eamon and Ruth getting divorced.
They're getting divorced. You know, he does loads of stuff on Piers Morgan's show. He does loads of stuff on G&B. Ugh.
You know what will happen next?
What?
222 A Ghost Story, starring Eamon and Ruth.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And the Bim Bom Girl.
What do you think? Where do you think you should
Give her
put this?
beans on toast.
Like-
There's something to me about people's parents who push them to do things like this. Because it's all in the parents. She didn't email this morning, her parents did. And you know what? It just makes me resentful. Because I think, why didn't my parents get me on morning television when I was a child? You know, she's now at school and as she walks through the corridor, everyone is going, bim bom, bim bom. Like, you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of bullying.
Yeah.
And honestly, you deserve it.
Also, like, sorry, but imagine being like, yeah, my parents keep pressuring me to perfect Big Ben's bongs. Sorry, but funnel it into a sport, funnel it into playing an instrument. My mum pressured me to be a scout. So do you recognise the next frame?
Yes.
This guy goes to BBC offices for a job interview. So he's being rushed through. And then next thing you know, he's on TV. There was a mix-up between the interviews. And when he says, oh, I have an interview, they assume, oh, you have an interview on the news. So live television, he's on the news. And my favourite thing is he just goes with it. He answers the question, but with nothing answers. That's why we need to know how he got so far.
Yeah.
But the realization that he's on TV and he decides to commit to it.
Well, Guy Cuny is the editor of the technology website News Wireless. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Were you surprised by this verdict today?
I'm very surprised to see this verdict to come on me because I was not expecting that.
Beautiful. That needs to go Sunday roast to me.
I'm happy with that. What's happening here?
It's when the guy got hit in the face with a plastic bag. Have you seen it?
No.
It's so funny.
Even the best one in the world.
Oh, it landed so gracefully.
The fact that it was a Greg's bag as well. And look at the top comment. I love how softly it hits his face.
It does. It's almost like everything's gonna be okay.
He hit me and it felt like a kiss. All right, that's gotta be beans on toast. Like, it's funny.
You know what other news reporter I love? Don't take journeys on treacherous roads.
To be fair, that is Irish though.
Oh,
Yeah, Irish
not the
queen,
same,
not the same. Next is Saturday's performing on This Morning.
The Saturday's Mega Mix.
The Saturday's Mega Mix.
The Saturday's always in their business casual get-up.
Performing, belting their songs out at 7:30 in the morning, at 7:45. Like,
Wearing a blazer.
Wearing a blazer and wedges.
With Frankie's hair.
Oh, her bangs.
The
It was incredible.
the fringe of it all.
Where would you put this?
Fry up.
Harry Hill's TV burp?
Iconic.
Iconic.
The number of moments that Harry Hill's TV burp provided, unmatched.
One of them is on here, but I don't want to spoil it. But one of them is on here.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so iconic. And it's a shame they cancelled it. It only had like 3 seasons, but I think it's because ITV and Channel 4 were fighting over who was going to have it. So I think Harry Hill just threw the towel in. He was like, I actually can't be asked for this.
I want to kiss his bald head.
I did not know what was going to come out of your mouth then.
I want to kiss his bald head and say thank you. So what Harry Hill would do is he would comb through that week's television and find funny moments.
He was a YouTube reaction channel before a YouTube reaction channel.
Oh, he was the blueprint for the Sidemen.
Yes.
Wow.
He was basically like a blueprint for sort of like, you know how like with Cody Ko's videos, a lot of people don't watch it for Cody Ko. They're watching it just to watch funny moments from videos but not have to search for them themselves. Like, people are essentially watching a compilation with like a bit of commentary. That's what Harry Hill was.
Wow, he was like the Gogglebox before Gogglebox.
Exactly. I would put him between fry up and fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips. Oh my God, the way that we're putting Harry Hill alongside Captain Tom. They've both performed a national service. They've both served a duty.
They both served this country.
Next is the TV show Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Oh.
So iconic. When I just say, rest in peace BBC Three. BBC Three raised me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my teen years, Snog, Marry, Avoid, Some Girls, Sun, Sex and Suspicious Parents.
Oh my gosh, such a good show.
There were so many good shows on BBC Three. I used to watch it every single night. And this show, it's basically a makeover show, and it was like super misogynistic actually, looking back on it. And it was like really anti-alt culture, anti-glam, anything like that. And what the funny thing was that they would turn these like glam skimpy girls into secondary school teachers. Like, that's how they used to, like, what they styled them after.
They were like, what if you looked like you were in the Saturdays?
I think I'm going to put that in. Honestly, I'm actually switching between trifle and beans on toast because I think what the show represents was actually quite awful. Trifle, we're putting it in trifle. Paul's boutique bags.
Oh my God.
This is a real cultural
moment.
Like, it encapsulates such a small, there must be a word for this, but something that encapsulates such a small period and is like, you know, never really spoken about afterwards, but it's like a perfect representation of that time.
It's very like 2008. Right?
It's very, I would push it to about 2010. I got my first and only Paul's Boutique bag for my 12th birthday, and my mum wouldn't even let me take it to school. And everyone had their Paul's Boutique bags at school.
You're like, guys, I swear I have one at home.
Yeah,
I swear.
I sounded like one of those people that's like, oh yeah, I have a girlfriend. She just goes to a different school. Like, I literally sounded that. I was like, no, guys, I've got a Paul's Boutique bag. It's just at home.
They said, yeah, right.
Yeah, they're like, all right. I would put that in beans on toast.
All right.
Yeah, like it is iconic, but...
Sorry, I was giving Princess Diana then. All right.
Oh, I didn't put Princess Diana on here. It's because she really can't compete with everyone here. Like, she's miles above everyone else. Like, I can't put Princess Diana in the same as Anton Seb and an XL bully. So this headless torso is Anton from Love Island.
I was wondering whose six-pack that was. I thought it was Chris Hughes.
Would you like to explain the lore of Anton from Love Island? Because I added in him here because you said how much you loved him.
Well, Anton from Love Island, I think in his interview going into the villa, he said that his mum waxes his butt.
Shaves his bum. He's like Scottish. So sorry for any of my Scottish followers who are offended by this accent. My name's Anton and my mum shaves my bum. That was not Scottish. I'm really sorry.
Well done for trying.
Thank you.
Okay, there's so many layers to this. His mum shaves his bum. Inexplicable beef with Molly May.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Like, if Molly May has 0 haters, Anton is dead. For some reason, Anton could not stand Molly May.
He thought she was fake. And then Molly kept saying, I remember her saying it so often that it like got on my nerves so much. She always used to go, I don't know unless I categorically know if I like someone. And because she's got very thick, like Hitchin
Now that
accent.
was a good accent.
She's like, I'm not sure if I want to be exclusive to him because I don't categorically know if I like him. She said categorically so often that I literally thought I was going to smack my head against the wall.
That is so
maybe
funny.
that's why Anton didn't like her, because she always used the word categorically.
But, you know, the other part of the Anton lore is when they went to a supermarket to get supplies to cook the girls' dinner. Oh my God, a cat.
A kitty cat, hello.
Hey. The other part of the Anton lore is when the male Love Island contestants had to cook dinner for the female Love Island contestants. So for the first time, they're allowed outside the villa and they go to a supermarket. And he gives his phone number to the girl working at the supermarket. She couldn't even speak English. He doesn't even have a phone.
He doesn't even have a phone, number one.
He's on a reality show.
He was literally coupled up with someone in the villa.
Yeah.
And then she ripped him a new one at the white party. And then on top of that, when Craving It David performed in the villa and he started crying. And then on top of that, Anna was like choosing who to recouple with. She was like, I'm coupling up with this boy because I think he's really funny and he's got a great body. And Anton went, I would like to couple up with Sharif.
Oh.
I think I'm going to have to put Anton in Fry Up. Or do you want to put him in Fish and Chips?
I like Fry Up.
Fry Up,
I think it's a good place for Anton.
Oh, do you know what this is? It's Captain Tom's Spa.
I thought it was Katie Price's Mucky Mansion.
What would you put the spa? Because the spa hasn't really done anything, but also the spa
Trifle.
wasn't given planning
Trifle.
permission by
Trifle.
the Bedfordshire Council.
Another win for the Bedfordshire Council.
I can't believe Captain Tom's legacy is the spa. I only ever say the word Captain Tom in reference to the spa or his daughter.
They really tarnished it. Speaking about tarnished reputations, Schofield.
So I'm not going to get into like the ins and outs of the
Why he was
Schofield
cancelled.
scandal.
Specifically, this is about his vape.
Yes. Basically, he got into a very big scandal, a lot which I'm not sure how much I can say on the internet because I don't know what is defamation and what isn't. But he essentially lost everything. Like, he lost his job and he went on the news, was vaping. Why doesn't he have a good publicist? Was vaping a Lost Mary. It was a Lost Mary, I think it was an apple. Like, I remember people tracked down the flavour. It was an apple Lost Mary vaping, saying about how, like, his life has fallen apart, and then did the do you want me to die? I feel like it was a lesson in not how to handle a really big public scandal like that.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have to put this in trifle.
Specifically for the vape, yeah.
For the vape, yeah, because apple isn't even a good flavour.
That was tragic. Why is Rishi Sunak in here?
Because this was when he was calling for the general election, like snap election, and out of the speakers, someone blasted, things can only get better. My favourite tweet from the general election has been, I cannot believe Keir Starmer has robbed me of the joy of the Tories losing power. But that was a funny moment.
I can't put Rishi Sunak anywhere other than trifle, in good faith.
True.
I'm sorry.
Even though this is in reference to the song.
I just want him gone. Sorry.
So the next one is, I think it is actually my favourite thing on this entire list. It's an audition from the X Factor of Whenever You're Ready. I'm ready. You said that with some determination. I'm ready. Okay. Whenever you're ready. And that was the original clip. Now, this is a collab. We're what's it called?
That was like a remix.
We're circling back to Harry Hill because Harry Hill had a blast with this one. And now whenever me and my friend Alfie have a lick of alcohol inside of us, we just go, whenever you're ready. I'm ready. You said that with some determination. I'm ready. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
You said that with some determination.
So it goes on.
And it goes on and on and on and on. Sunday roast.
Oh, she's iconic.
Iconic. Do you want to explain this one?
Oh, where do we begin? So this is from the same series of Big Brother that Gemma Collins was on. This is Tiffany Pollard?
Yeah, New York.
New York. You explain the story.
Okay. Basically, David Bowie's wife, ex-wife, was
Angie Bowie
was in the Big Brother house. And during this time, David Bowie died. Important context, there's another contestant in the house called David Guest. Angie confides in Tiffany and says, David's dead. Tiffany starts freaking out. Angie's like, stop it. Like, don't tell anyone. She thinks that David Guest has died.
A fellow contestant
has died. She immediately tells someone and everybody thinks,
flips out,
that David is dead. And one of the contestants went to go check on David in bed and said that for a split second, because he was asleep, he actually thought that David was dead. And it turns out he was very much alive. And she loses her shit at Angie. And Angie's like, not that David, my ex-husband David. And it was so funny.
When someone is grieving, it's basically the worst thing that could possibly have happened to them.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to remember that Angie Bowie's ex-husband had just died, and then this whole what's the word? Hullabaloo? Hullabaloo?
Why are you saying it like that?
This whole hullabaloo. Is that a word?
Hullabaloo.
It is a word?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let me go back. And then this whole hullabaloo erupts in her face. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
It's insane, and it's so iconic that when David Guest died, my mum's friend texted her and said, David's dead. That one.
David Guest is dead?
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Paddington Bear is taking him to heaven.
Oh my God, I love this one. I was coming back here to tell you I love you. This is from a clip of Love Island when Amy was so down bad for Curtis, and Curtis did not feel the same way.
Curtis just wanted to make everyone a coffee in the morning to make sure their day started off well.
Exactly.
Curtis did not give a flying fuck about Amy.
He did not like her. And then, oh my God, do you remember when we found out Maura fancied him and she was like, I want him to teach me how to dance.
And they showed it at the end of the Love Island episode like it was a horror movie.
Yes!
A shocking revelation.
He's obviously gorgeous. Like, his smile is like fucking hell. And like, you know, he's just very manly, and I love that. I want him to teach me how to dance.
Season 5, I fear we will never get a season as iconic as that.
No, like Anton was in the house too. Anton watched this happen.
We had Anton, Molly May, Amber, Anna,
Maura,
Jordan, Ovi. It was so good. I'd put this in fry up. Actually, maybe beans on toast? No, fry
up.
I fear we've left the best till last.
No one loves this more than Jordan does.
I love XL bully law, and I think what my favorite thing about XL bully law is that it's a very strictly British problem, it seems. And I'm not going to get into the debate of whether they should be banned or not because I honestly don't know enough, but I think that anything relating to XL, like when I try to explain to an American what an XL bully is, it's just funny. And I think it was sort of the reaction to XL bullies being banned was I saw someone being like interviewed on the news and they were an XL bully owner.
Can I say I love that you mimed the microphone with your hand rather than the microphone that is in your hand.
Oh.
You were like, they were being interviewed.
And you're like, girl.
Like, the mic is in your hand.
The person says to the interviewer, well, why don't they just ban all the paedophiles instead of banning our dogs? Paedophiles are banned.
They are banned.
They are banned.
They actually are banned.
They drew an XL bully with Paddington Bear and the Queen.
I feel like you should put this where you want to put it because you love the XL bully law. This is all yours.
I think I'm going to put it in fish and chips. Like, it's really good. Like, it really gets me. This is the final ranking, everybody.
We came, we saw, we conquered.
I'm so proud of us. This is actually beautiful.
Yeah, it's a real sight.
But thank you so much for coming on, Jack. This has been such a fun video.
This is the new Stonehenge.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Do you have any final thoughts?
You won, Jane.
You won, Jane. You guys probably all know who Jack is already, but just in case you don't, check out his channel. He's doing fun stuff about books, and I've been reading.
Hey.
I got this off Jack's recommendation.
Hey.
Literally going to the bookstore with Jack, it feels like I'm living people's dreams. I am. I'm living people's dreams. Like, everyone's like watching me on my stories, getting personalized recommendations from you, and they're like, that should be me. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There will be a video essay up in a couple of weeks. Don't you worry, I'm back, and I'll see you guys soon for another video.
Bye bye.